The one-page plan is primarily a communication tool. So when I'm starting to work in an organization, often I'll go in and I'll talk to key people and I'll ask them a few questions. And one question that I always ask is, what could be better around here? And it's the very, very, very rare time that someone doesn't list communication as one of their top three. We all share that as a concern. So team members at all levels of any organization have one basic concern, and that's communication. Now, look at the beautiful people in this slide. Don't they have it all together? Don't you wish you looked like them? They're dressed so beautifully and they're in such a cool office space, but I can guarantee you something about them. When they go back to the privacy of their workstation, they have the same concerns as the rest of us, which is, how did that decision get made? Why doesn't anybody tell me what's going on around here? It's all about communication. And the one-page plan really helps to address that issue of where are we going and how do we communicate better around here. Communication really is our biggest problem. All of us have asked, or maybe right now are asking questions like, where are we going? What are we trying to achieve? Where are we going to be in a year or 5 years or 10 years? What's my part in it? Where is my career going and where am I going to end up at this place? Why did that person get hired? I didn't even know that we were hiring in that role. I would have liked to have had a shot at that. I didn't know that it was even a possibility. Why did that decision get made? I didn't know that that was even a consideration. Who's making these decisions? They're crazy. Am I fit for this organization? I don't know if I fit here anymore because I'm not really sure what we're trying to achieve. We've all got basic questions like that. And the one-page plan is designed to address questions like that at every level in the organization. Here's a quote that I really like. In preparing for battle, I've always found that plans are useless, but planning is indispensable. That quote is from Dwight Eisenhower, and he was no slacker at planning. He was the Supreme Allied Commander in World War II, so he coordinated D-Day, for instance, which is the biggest invasion ever in the history of the planet. He was President of the United States, so he really knew what he was talking about. And what he's saying here is that when you actually engage in battle, your plans don't work out like you thought they would. But the process of going through planning is what counts. All those conversations about what might happen, what we're trying to achieve, what could happen, what we'll do if and when things don't turn out as we had hoped, that's the value of planning. So the plans aren't going to work out exactly as we'd hoped, but the planning process is absolutely indispensable. It's my belief that there's opportunity in almost every industry. It just needs to be explored. Who would have thought, for instance, that there's a hole in the car manufacturing business? Really? With all the car manufacturers out there, there's a hole in that industry? And then Tesla came along and showed us that, yes, there is a hole there. Or how about the space exploration business? Really? There's a hole there? Doesn't NASA kind of have a lock on that? And then along came SpaceX. Or how about the retail business? There's a hole in a whole new way to do retail. Nobody would have believed that just a short time ago. And then along came Amazon and reordered everything. So I believe that there's holes in markets all around us that we can fill, and there's huge opportunity all around us. And when we can get everyone rowing in the same direction, we can dominate any industry everywhere. Half the battle is just getting everyone singing off the same song sheet. And that's what the one-page plan does. It's kind of genius. It must be said that obviously there's no magic in the plan. There's no magic in having everything written on one sheet of paper. That's not where the magic is. There is magic, though, in having meaningful discussions with your leadership team about what direction the organization should go in. So here's the truth. If you and I were to sit down and I had you do just a little bit of thinking and maybe some reading about it, and we met in a coffee shop with a blank sheet of paper, you and I together could come up with a one-page plan for your organization probably in under an hour. Probably wouldn't take us long. It might take us 20 minutes. It might take us 30 minutes. You know what? It wouldn't have any value and it wouldn't really impact the organization much because other people were not involved in the making of that plan. The magic of it is in having all the conversations and the debate and people disagreeing and wrestling back and forth and having real, true, unfiltered conversation about it. That's the magic, because people get aligned when they start to debate these things. So having it just on paper, no magic there, but all the discussions are incredibly useful and incredibly valuable.